Hello, boys and girls. It is
Hello.
Uncle Doug and dear sweet Cindy from the road. We're actually here at the Osceola Cheese Factory. Cell phone with the cellular internet. I think I have to do something to see the chat, or maybe not. Maybe it's right there. Okay, live chat. All messages are visible. Okay, I'm just waiting for somebody to say something. Somebody comment so I'll know that the chat thing's working. You all. We are on the road on the way home. I'm sorry.
We couldn't do a live stream. I'm sorry we didn't arrange
We
sooner.
sort of raced out of town and we didn't have stuff set up. We could have maybe had the boys do it or something, but we got
And
uh,
before we turned
we got
around, it
all
was
hung
already
up.
past time, and
Yeah.
we were very sorry.
Anyway, we were on the road from Kansas City in a rental car down to Amarillo to visit her mom and dad. Mom had a procedure testing and some other stuff and wanted to see her, and so it was important we get down there. So we rented a car because I had a deal as a Hertz Gold member. Another person's company that does a lot of rentals with Hertz sort of let me be on their plan so that I could rent cars cheap, which makes a lot of sense and
Very flexi.
saves the kingdom money.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. I don't have a tripod, so I'm switching hands back and forth here, holding this.
You need help.
Anyway, so it was only like $25, $28 a day to rent a nice car instead of driving one of our beaters that makes noises and may or may not make it. God bless them and all the people that donated them. But it just makes sense on longer trips for the price of it to just rent a car instead of putting miles on cars that we have that are fishy. So
Or even if you had a good car, it's nice to save the miles for your car.
yeah, put the wear and tear on somebody else's, and then if you break down, somebody shows up and gives you another car instead of hundreds of dollars of towing and repairing it at a shop you don't know, and who knows, whatever. It can get crazy. We've lost several trucks that way. That broke down somewhere, and it just
That was it.
nothing. You leave it. There's nothing to be done about it. Anyway, so we went down to Albuquerque to Amarillo on Thursday, and didn't get to do the live stream with you guys. And then we were there with them Friday and Saturday, and then on the way back, we were going to stop and see Chris and Desiree, who've been to the conferences the last 2 or 3 times, and are planning to move to Liberty because they wanted to donate a couple of vehicles. And I'm going to do a big comprehensive video with the whole trip videos. So some of this will be repeat when you hear it again on the other video when I get home and can edit them all together. I can't do any of that on the phone. Hope the traffic noise isn't obnoxious. Um, anyway, so anyway, some of it you'll hear again. Anyway, so we're driving back. We drove back from Amarillo to Oklahoma City to pick up the donated truck and a motorcycle in the truck, and so now we're driving separate cars back.
It's in the back there. See
And
what we're
then
doing
in a
there?
couple weeks, they're going to come for a conference and bring another vehicle to donate.
You can kind of
Yeah,
see
there's a
through the window.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's a old Triumph. It's not
Very
real
nice.
old, like classic Triumph, but it's a I don't know 15-year-old Triumph. Anyway, so
And it
we
started right up.
decided instead of driving straight through from Amarillo, which is like 9 or 10 hours to home, in cars that we weren't sure about and separate where we can't take turns alternating, we would drive to Oklahoma City and then drive to my dad's in Springfield, which was like 3 hours shorter than driving all the way home. And then we get to see them. We were already going to miss our Sunday meeting at home anyway, so why not see my dad and stepmom and uh, okay, Jeremiah. It asked me for a number. I can't see the number. I guessed the number. I guessed wrong. I should ask the Lord. Uh, oh, okay. Use the computer at my desk. If you're at my house, it's already logged in. Don't try to log in from something else. So yeah, praise God. Dougie has a motorcycle. Dougie's had a motorcycle, but it's been broke, I've only got to ride it like 3 times since the Lord gave it to me.
He doesn't like to be called Dougie, but
Well, it's Pammy, and
oh,
Pammy has a pass. Nobody else gets to call me Dougie, for the record. My grandma and Pammy, that's it. Anyway, so this one runs and will be great. And maybe the other one we can fix it and sell it or something. I don't know what to do with it. Anyway, but this is a huge blessing. Huge. I cried. It was beautiful. Hugged the stuffing out of him. And anyway, so there's what? Oh, so we decided to go to my dad's. Got to spend the night with them and have dinner. We were supposed to have some extended family come over, but they were either working or something. One had got
it got
exposed to
changed at the
COVID, and
last.
so it all got changed. But we got time with them. Got a good night's sleep in their guest room, which is wonderful. And then kind of got to spend the day leisurely with them, have breakfast, and then we went to Lambert's, home of throwed rolls. That's in the video you're going to see later, including them throwing rolls. And then kind of taking our time. We were hoping to get back home by 6 so that we could do a video. But we got all behind. It took a wrong turn and took too long at a truck stop and airing up the tires and whatever. And so we're an hour and a half not going to make it home. So we stopped here and it's 6. And so now we're talking to you guys. That's the update. And I love you. And we're on, like I said, on the phone, but it seems to be working, I guess. Um, and if you have any questions or you'd like us to pray for you, we're here. We'll probably just do maybe a half hour because this is a short one and we're on the road and we want to get home. And the sun's going down, but it's a pretty sunset over the billboards over there. And luckily, we have some diffused light through the clouds right now instead of just blaring right in our face. But sun's gonna go down. We're gonna lose the light to see it.
Yeah.
Um, and Cindy has some stuff she wants to say. We're hope to do some of that this week. And we love. Um,
Thank you.
and do you have any?
I like to watch somebody not want to keep going with those things. And I'm not having to watch her. My dad is, and she's hanging in there. She was better than when we saw her before, but it's pretty serious. And I think people are preparing, because she gave me a whole bunch of pictures. I never have any pictures of our family. I could never show Doug a bunch of different things of where we grew up or anything. And anyway, my mom and dad have been, you know, um, scaling down and been talking about when they need to move, if they can move. But she's been so sick. It's just been interesting to watch how people prepare. My dad's excited and they like their church. I recommend it online. And they went to church after we left yesterday, and she can only get out some. He can't leave her, and so neither of us daughters live there, or the two other daughters. No one lives close to them these days. A lot of times families are spread out, so it's just different watching someone that was so young and running around doing all kinds of things and having businesses and stuff, and then watching them age and get sick. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's part of the fall of everything. So there's a time. And then we got to Doug's dad's, and really, it's been an unusual trip because, for one, usually we don't go anywhere or do a whole lot, and two, I felt led very strongly to go back whenever we got a chance, and then this happened real quickly, and it was made. I prayed about it. Doug was praying about it, and it was something we could do right away. And I just feel like there's something significant that we're getting accomplished by getting to get out there to visit them. And then it was unexpected to get to see Desiree and Chris where they live at, which was a huge blessing. And we look forward to getting to see you guys again and helping you with however God unfolds your things that you're doing or that He's leading you in. And then meeting Bob and Marilyn again. We hadn't been there since we first got married, and it was another time where a bunch of things were handled spiritually and prayerfully. It was just a good connecting, and I think God's doing something to have us have a little quick trip like this and then get back home. I don't know what everything is coming, with what all things are coming or what everything's going to be like. I don't really care as long as we're all in Christ, and praise God, we have each other, and then we've got internet, and we've got a lot of things that we want to do to help people be stronger and get closer to God. Um, but I just think it was a really interesting trip, and a bunch was accomplished, especially spiritually with the family.
And the Lord was faithful to um, give us a little bit of rest in the
Mm-hmm.
middle of it, and a little bit of fun. And when we go hang with family, oh, it's me.
Yep.
When we go hang with family, a lot of times they want to cook for us or bless us or whatever. We went to Lambert's today. Dad took us, and that was great. And Jerry cooks for us. We had fish and chicken and a bunch of good stuff. And it's a treat for me just to stop and get a little block of cheese and some snacks and stuff like that. So uh,
We hadn't seen our family in many, many years, and if we did, like my mom and dad came a couple of years ago, the first time, and then his dad and mom, stepmom just come through occasionally, like and just for a short time. So we're not doing the family thing like a lot of people would, where they get to see each other regularly and on a often
family
basis. Yeah,
reunions and
yeah, family
even
reunions or
funerals
holidays.
we've
Yep,
missed a lot of.
yep, funerals. And so it's been very different to just get to reconnect with them. And but it's not something that we'll do all the time. It was interesting, all the things that have we didn't see all that in a long time. A lot of things that have happened with the families, a lot of normal, regular things moving along. So,
Right. How are you guys doing?
yeah.
Anybody got a praise report you want to share or question you want to ask? Pam says she's glad to see us. We're glad to see you too, Pammy.
Yep. Thinking of all of y'all. Thanks for the picture, Pammy. It was a good picture of you.
Yeah. Anything else? Well,
Both families have little dogs, and they just love their little dogs.
it was a little interesting this weekend. The difference in politics of different people. Everybody has the same access to information, but they have favorite channels of information. Some watch the mainstream media, some watch Fox News and Drudge and underground stuff, and some, I don't know, don't watch anything and, you know, don't have any informed opinion one way or the other. And it's interesting to see the different varieties of that. And I try not to be political. The Lord told me not to vote way back in 2004, and Cindy's been the same kind of thing. And I, I, I think Christians have civic responsibility and should be involved, but my particular calling is about something different, and so um, I try not to, you know, be vociferous, even if I have opinions. Um, I don't know if I can bring that back. So I'm trying to be all things to all people and urge them to ask questions and not be so fixed in their ways that they're unwilling, either never Trumpers or always Trumpers or, you know, whatever stuff, and to maybe see what's behind the stuff that's happening to the country right now and how it really is a designed, planned civil war, and there's lots of different hands behind it, and it's probably all part of a big Hegelian dialectic. Look that up to get us to choose neither and end up with the middle, which is what they wanted all along. And it's the sun came out. So
Well, what he's saying is some people are just on their CNN, or I don't know what stations. We're not TV watchers, but we do know there's different things on Fox News than there would be on the other station, than there would be on YouTube, or there would be on podcast. And so some people, we are running into people that are just kind of in a bubble where they don't really know even the reality of what is. And then, like my folks have been under a lot of stress and sickness, and so, but they're in Texas, and they, I don't know, we're not political, um, and there's reasons why, and it doesn't mean that y'all, other people don't vote, you know. But I was surprised that some wouldn't know that it was ploys or that things are planned like this.
see through some of the lies at least.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's shocking because people are not educated or not even. I mean, I believe those. Not to be political, there were these billboards put up about a month and a half ago, and Doug had said it was the billboards put in this town, Louisiana. And Doug was saying, well, are they built from the ground up? Because if they're built from the ground up, it's from Oprah Winfrey putting up billboards. I'm not educated on a lot of things, and I don't care. I'm happy that God's in my life. He's what we need for education and however He leads us. I knew something was up with a couple of articles that I read, just regular articles off the headlines, and he said, well, it'd be one thing if Oprah had built the billboards, and it'd be another if she was just putting 27 ads up for this girl, which they ruled on, and then it was more reasons why to show. It painted her like a victim when it was really a drug deal. The guy shot through. So anyway, what I'm trying to get at is I'm not used to people that don't even know those basic things, and we're not even people that watch regular TV. You know, we don't spend a whole lot of time looking at everything,
Yeah.
and so I was kind of saddened that people aren't aware of some. Be ready and to be able to help guide them whatever they need to help meet people's needs as these things are ushered in.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, uh, I think we're gonna probably end this. We're both
Is it
tired.
pixelated? Yeah.
It's cutting in and out a little bit, and we love you guys, and we want to. We still got quick.
We'll try to make some good time. Save your questions. I know you love God, and even if you didn't love God, I don't think you'd be on this channel. But even if I'm just praying for everybody everywhere, and praying for any addictions, any heartaches, any bitterness, any unforgiveness, anything that we all, everybody would want to lay down.
Thanks for praying for us and supporting us, encouraging us as we go along this crazy journey. And we want to. I get irritated with all of the social medias and that and whatever, and send you pictures of every little how we're stewarding the time and the money and the whatever that is entrusted to us. And this is we got a lot of stuff worked in there, a lot of some reconciliation with family on stuff that where there was misunderstandings from the past, and got to see an aunt I haven't seen in 10 or 12 years, and
She sent a thank you back. It was some kind of that we do care and we do,
yeah,
and it just reestablishes things, even
yeah.
though we may not see each other real often. They're assured and reassured.
Saturday night with a couple of those across the street, doing a lot of work with the people in need, and they deliverance and stuff like that. And so
They'd
it was
been
a
raised.
really good long conversation with them.
They had been raised Church of Christ, and then they had gone to another church that was kind of white, middle class, not a lot of need, and it was to something like this in their local areas. So it was very interesting. He had been healed from a what 3 millimeter, 8 millimeter,
7 millimeter kidney stone
a 7 millimeter
just
kidney
disappeared.
stone that she didn't.
Shouldn't be able to pass it. Have to go in and break it up with a little teeny sledgehammer,
Yeah,
whatever. But
had a healing
just prayed and it
miracle.
was gone. So
And then her husband has prostate cancer that they caught. They just found it, and it's in the early stages. So, and I come to find out that they had a son that had committed suicide way many years ago. So they've been through some stuff, and I
Lots of
think,
scar tissue.
yep, and I think people agree because you'll have to at least get to know your neighbors or depend on somebody outside of yourself at times. And I just think we should be delight and just be beaming everything that we know in Christ so that when
Yeah.
people are ready. Prayed,
Body coming together.
yeah, we prayed with him and her, and we prayed with my mom and dad.
Yeah. All
And
together.
she jumped in and prayed for healing. It was just really, really, really pretty. My mom and dad hadn't seen that like that, so
Yeah.
that's some of their neighbors. Hallelujah.
That and
And I believe we'd be on for Thursday at 6 unless something happens and we can get on sooner. But I know
yeah.
if you've got some questions or just some situations, even that's what we're doing as church on this YouTube. And so I didn't get to see some of the ones that just came up. It went real fast and wouldn't show it. But please save some things and we will discuss them. I think that's how a lot of people learn. And so
Yeah.
it's a good time to get to meet again. And
Yeah.
we can meet at a different time if Mondays and Thursdays aren't working out.
Yeah.
But I
We'll
think we're
see.
on for Thursday, if not sooner.
Yeah. And we're going to try to have some special ones with other folks at the ministry so you can get to see some other
Mm-hmm.
faces and stuff too. God bless y'all. We're going to wind it down and head for home. Hopefully, be there in a couple hours and collapse and try it again tomorrow. God bless y'all. Thanks for